and welcome to my channel. My name is Hectoria. If this is your first time to this channel, I am focused on our wealth building, getting out of debt, and just teaching our children how to build wealth. And if this is something you are interested in to follow my journey along the way, I urge you to go ahead and subscribe. And if you are returning to my channel, thank you for coming back. I wanted to talk about emergency funds today. So I did a video in the past about my goals for 2021, and one of those goals was to beef up our emergency fund. So I'm just here to give a quick update as to how we're doing. And so let's get started. For those of you that may not know exactly what an emergency fund is, or have not really sat down to think about what should go into your emergency fund, I'm just going to tell you it is money that you put aside and don't touch, and it's only for the purpose of emergencies. You don't invest it into the stock market. You don't put it somewhere where it's unreachable. You leave it sitting, hopefully in a savings account or a high interest savings account, and that way you are not tempted to use it, and it's there solely for the purpose of emergencies. Now, coming up with this number could, people do it differently. I just try to figure out the most basic things we need to survive. So if something happened, if one of us were to get sick and couldn't work, if we lost a job, what would I need to sustain our household as is? So the way you come up with this number is you make sure your four walls are covered, okay? So you get a pen and paper, or you can do it. There are several spreadsheets out there that can help you. But basically, you start with your rent. What is that amount? If it's rent or mortgage, write that down. Next thing is transportation, right? You have to get to work if that's the case, or you have to look for a new job. So you need transportation. So if you already have a car payment or a lease, you put that number down, what it would take to for gas to run the car, and your insurance. Those are all necessities. In order for you to be able to go look for a job, you need to get to the job. So put those under, write the dollar amount for those things. The next thing is food. Not restaurant, not ordering out, just basic food. What would it take to sustain your family for a month? You write that number down. Lastly is clothing. So if things are really tight, probably you're not doing any new shopping, but the kids might need something, or you might need a new outfit for work. So you have to go ahead and put a number down. So another thing I will ask you to include is daycare. Sometimes people forget that, to add this in the emergency fund. But if you are sick and you have a child in daycare, they still have to go to daycare. Or if you're in a program, whether they go or not, you still have to pay for daycare. So make sure you add that into your emergency fund. Add all of that up, and that's the number it's gonna take that is required to keep your house afloat during an emergency. So now, the rule of thumb is to have 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. It would be great if you could have 8 months, but I mean, let's be honest, guys, that's a lot of money. So if you're not in a position to do the full 3 to 6 months, maybe you can save up 2 months and then wait and work at it and keep building along the way, right? And it also depends on how much debt you already have. So the longer you want to build your emergency fund, it's going to take some time. So if you have a lot of debt sitting over here, and your emergency fund that you need is $30,000, it could take you a while to build. So you have to be realistic and ask yourself, what can I live with? What if something were to happen today and I lost my job? Would it take me 3 months to find a job? And then you go ahead and just aim for that, and maybe work towards that so that you can have something. It may not be the full emergency fund. You can have something, and that's why Dave Ramsey recommends $1,000, because even though it's not a lot, it's helpful, right? Another thing to consider with emergency funds is how employable are you? If you have some kind of highly specialized skill, it could take a while to find a job. If you have a job like mine where it's nursing, I mean, you could, you know, it may not be ideally what you want. Maybe it's not in the unit that you want, but you could find something a little quicker than somebody who works with a specific area. So consider all of that and come up with the number. The number has to make you feel comfortable, right? Because this is your life. So whatever that number is, aim towards that. And again, be realistic with yourself. It will take some time to build, so don't expect this to be done overnight, right? And once you get your emergency fund, save it. Don't touch it unless it's an emergency. So just again, discipline yourself. Have it put aside where it's not something that, you know, it's so easily accessible to you unless in an emergency situation. So that's just, you know, what an emergency fund is. I was just hoping to clarify for those that may never have, completed or saved up for their emergency fund. So where am I on this journey? When I started the year, we had saved, I'll tell you this, okay? In order to run my household, we need about $3,500, right? It would be nice if I pushed it up to, $4,000, which I hope to do. But yeah, so the magical number I decided that I'm comfortable with is about 20K. Okay, so we started off with 11 and now we're up to 15. We've saved $4,000 towards our goal. Not quite where I want to be, but I'm extremely proud of us because we have been intentional. Now, in the past, I only work on one thing at a time. If I am working on our emergency fund, that's all I'm focused on. If I'm working on the kids' ESAs, that's all I'm focused on. If I'm working on whatever project, that's all we're focused on. All our resources go to that so that we can speed things along. But this year, I'm trying things a little different. I didn't want to miss out on investment earlier on, right? So that it has a few months to grow. I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity. So I have been beefing up the kids' college funds in addition to my Roths, in addition to our emergency fund. So it has slowed down the amount of our emergency fund, but either way, we're almost at our goal. I really think at the end of this month, with the help of whatever we're getting back from tax return and what we actually save every month, I should hopefully be done with the emergency fund, which I am so excited to do. And yeah, so once that is done, then I will make sure that I finish up the kids' college funds, because we're very close, but it's not quite completed. And I'll do another video on updates with that. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to share where we are on this progress. I know others are out there and they may find this information useful. So I just wanted to, share with you guys. So thank you for watching, guys. I will catch you in my next video with more updates, hopefully. All right, have a wonderful day. Bye.